So I'm going to talk about Ethereum, Solidity, smart contracts, and the Remix IDE. So Ethereum is a global decentralized platform for money and new kinds of applications. So Ethereum is the platform that we're going to be talking about. Now Ether is the actual token whose blockchain is generated by the Ethereum platform. So Ethereum, it was proposed in late 2013 by Vitalik Buterin, a cryptocurrency researcher and programmer. Now Solidity, this is a programming language specifically developed for smart contracts. It's object-oriented, high-level language for implementing these contracts. So smart contracts, they're basically just programs which govern the behavior of accounts within the Ethereum state. So smart contracts are self-executing contracts between the terms of the agreement between the buyer and the seller, being directly written into the lines of code. So a smart contract doesn't necessarily have to be, money changing hands. It could also be like information within the smart contract. Remix, this is a web-based IDE. It's an integrated development environment. It allows you to write Solidity smart contracts, then deploy and run the smart contracts. So you can use Remix within your web browser. I'm going to show this in just a minute, or you can actually install it and run it on your local computer. But the easiest way to use it is just through your local web browser. So let's get started with Remix. Okay, now that you're got your browser open, type in Remix IDE, and we're going to click on Remix Solidity IDE. So this is what it looks like, and this is a default code that comes in here. We're not going to be using this. So you come over to the plus button, and we're going to start a new contract. We're going to call this contract messenger.sol. That's for Solidity. And the browser one, you can just X that out because we're not going to be using it. So the first thing we need to do is define which version of Solidity that we're going to use. So for this example, we're going to use Pragma Solidity 0.50. Semicolon. Next, we're going to use the contract keyword to define the smart contract. All right, contract. Messenger, curly bracket, it's going to be string, it's going to be public, it's message. We're going to do our next function. Hold on a second, before I do that. So if we come over here, we need to select the, so you have compile and run. These are the two main tabs that we're going to use. So for this environment, we want to put this on the JavaScript VM. And when we do that, it will automatically give us 5 accounts with 100 Ether each. Okay, so if we go back to compile, while you're writing your contract, it's always good to, if you hit auto compile, you'll see this box over here. It'll tell you what you're doing right, what you're doing wrong. So right now, I'm going to put it in our next function. See how that changed to red? So saying, hey, that's not right. So our next function is going to be inbox. It's going to be string, memory, initial message, be public, and then message equals initial message. So what's nice about this is you can, it's pretty intuitive, so it knows that, hey, most likely you're going to want to use initial message. So you can just hit tab and it'll go ahead and do it for us. And we're going to do one more function, and then I'll go over this once we get this written out. String, memory, new message, it's going to be public, curly braces, message equals new message. So we have an error here. So this is browser messenger expected. So what I did is right here, okay, so we got browser messenger, we got an error. So we come over here, we see that the browser messenger.sol. So what I did is I forgot to put a semicolon right there. So now we're back to green. So there you go. That's your first smart contract. So after we're done writing the contract, this is very simple. Like I said, you can get as detailed as you want to be, but just for this demonstration purpose, we're just going to make it something very simple. So after we're done with that, we come over to run, and like I said, you want to make sure that the JavaScript VM is there. We're using this account as 100 Ether. The gas limit is set for 3 million, value at 0. So after you're done writing and everything looks good in the compiler, go over to run, and we're going to hit deploy. So when we hit deploy, we come down to the deployed contracts, and let's see what we got. Let's see if this thing works. So over here is our inbox, and we're going to write our initial message. So why not hello world? It's kind of cliche, but why not? And after we write our string, this is our transaction. And if we go over to our console over here, this status has been executed. This is our transaction hash, the from. So that's our from account. So you'll see that the XCA35B is the same as the X3A XCA3. It's the same. And the transaction cost was 43,663 gas. Execution cost was 21,000. And our decoded input is hello world right there. So if we want to call, you'll see here on the bottom it says message and then call. This will call our transaction and we get hello world. So same thing. You can look at the terminal. Now if we want to type in a new message, so happy birthday Dan. So we're going to set that as a new message and look at our terminal. So we typed more, so this is what I want to show you. So we got some more letters here. So the transaction cost went up to 29,346. So if we go back to hello world, the transaction cost was 43,000. The gas was 21,000. So it was actually cheaper. So let's see if this message, what our new message is. So happy birthday, Dan. And we can see that call down here. So happy birthday, Dan. So it's a really good IDE, and it shows. I just wanted to show you how you can use it, and there's a lot of things you can do on here. There's a lot of tutorials online. So I hope you enjoyed this little introduction into Remix. And like I said, there's so much available on the internet if you wanna learn more. But this was just do something very basic intro into how to use this platform. All right, that's it.